So let's return to this theme of automobile dealers in North America. Of course, they face uncertainty, to put it mildly, in the current tariff environment. We heard about that at the top of the show. Let's focus in, though, on one publicly traded company, AutoCanada. It has agreements in place to sell 13 of its 17 remaining dealerships in the United States. That sale will raise nearly $83 million. The company is also looking for a permanent CEO. We're joined now by the Executive Chair, Paul Antony. Thanks very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Maybe we could look at a 5-year chart for AutoCanada, because times were good in the auto dealer business during COVID. People couldn't get cars, so they went to a premium. Your stock went to almost $60. Then it weakened. It has been rallying this year, I know. But tell us about this venture into the United States. It didn't work out for the company?
Yeah, look, I was brought in 2018. I joined as a board member, and this acquisition was more or less a kind of an acquisition gone wrong, and it put the company in jeopardy. And so I was asked to come in and help bring the company back, return it to its former glory, and we put in a management team and a new board, and went on our way. COVID kind of came, and all dealers did well as a result of it. And I think, over the course of the last year or so, we had to restructure our business to really set up for the life after COVID. Mm-hmm. And part of that is focusing on where we wanted to be, in the next several years. And the United States was not part of that expansion plan. So we found the right buyer at the right time for the right money, and we sold the U.S. business in order to allow us to pay down debt and basically go after the Canadian market and really focus on it.
What was the problem in the States? Just too competitive, too big a market?
I would say that our infrastructure and plumbing was set up for the Canadian market, and the U.S., we didn't have the same relationships there, where it's all about the dealers and the general managers running the dealerships. And so the oversight and the scale that we can offer for Canada wasn't the same as the U.S. And so, as I said, we found the right buyer at the right time and at the right place, and now we're on to the next adventure, which is basically focusing on the Canadian market, which is quite exciting, actually.
You're in every province but PEI, and
Yes.
What car companies do you work with? What are the main brands? So
we have virtually all brands. Right now, we represent all brands in North America, more or less. Like Jaguar Land Rover, we don't have, but virtually all brands we have. We have concentration of certain brands in certain geographies, but yeah, we represent more or less all brands across Canada and the United States right now.
I'm just looking at a report from ATB, who talking about your gross profit by segment, and it is interesting. Selling new cars isn't your biggest profit center.
Right. There's a bunch of different divisions within the car business. There's new car sales, there's used car sales, there's finance and insurance, and there's service. And then there's also collision, which we have quite a collision network as well.
What do you mean a collision?
So collision, so insurance paid accident repair. A lot of dealers don't actually delve into that. In fact, Boyd in Canada is a public, and when we have 28 locations across Canada where we do a significant collision repair business. And
is that, I'm just trying to think, cars are harder to fix now with all the electronics, so does that need a big capital investment to do that? We actually, we spend a lot of time and energy around fixing cars safely and properly. And so our belief is that the cars of the future will be fixed according to the way they were built, using OEM parts and procedures. And we spend a lot of time and energy building out collision centers when we do, certified for OEM repairs. We're fixing them the way they were built. It's interesting. ATB reckons that something like 37% of your profit comes from finance and insurance.
Certainly, yeah. Our team for finance and insurance is among the best in the business, and we sell products that actually enable the car sale. And so we're super excited about leveraging that. But yeah, yes.
And tell us about tariffs. Now, as far as I know, we haven't seen massive increases in Canadian retail car prices yet because of tariffs. Is that likely, or are we going to see at least some price increases?
It's a great question, and I would say that we want to control our controllables. And so when we look at tariffs, we kind of say we compete in local markets, and the dealers generally get cars at certain prices from the OEMs, and they sell them kind of in that same band. And so the difference is the experience the customer has along the way. And so tariffs are not something that we can necessarily impact.
Right. And you yourself then, you sold a company called Carfax, I believe.
Yeah, CarProof, which is now Carfax Canada.
Oh, I'm sorry. And what does that company do?
So they do vehicle history reports. I actually was, I think, on this set 15 years ago talking about that. But yeah, we do vehicle history report. We did vehicle history reports, and I would say that it's the industry standard across the country where used for disclosure and to understand what to actually value a vehicle at.